Hi, I'm Kesten Rono, and today is day 197 of A Course in Miracles. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being curious about forgiveness, gratitude, joy, peace, and grace. What it feels like to receive and offer these ideas to yourself and to others. Reviewing Principle 47. The miracle is a learning device that lessens the need for time. It establishes an out-of-pattern time interval, not under the usual laws of time. In this sense, it is timeless. The miracle is a learning device that lessens the need for time. It establishes an out-of-pattern time interval, not under the usual laws of time. In this sense, it is timeless. Timelessness. A beautiful idea. My curiosity with timelessness has some origin in the realization that as I change, as I see myself, and what I experience, the I who is noticing, the I who is experiencing what it is to experience, seems never to have changed. Certainly this book introduces the idea that the past, by definition, is not here now. And I've heard, be present, be here now. Okay. Until I stumbled upon the idea for myself that if it is that what I am, that I am able to notice myself noticing, and that to notice, to experience, is just as ripe as it has ever been, that if I can reflect upon the past, even though it is not here now, I would have to admit to myself that when I was 10, I was just as now as I am now. And that tomorrow, or when I'm 60, I will be just as now as I am right now. That there is something to this nowness. Therefore, being here, seeing myself as here and now, which opened up the door to be present, to the present, and what it offers. A window into timelessness, which undoes everything. Everything in life has been reconciling the past and preparing for the future. And as such, it is very easy to live in the past or in the future, even just barely. An overwhelming sense of emotions about the past or worries about the future. And granted, they could be excitements as well. But seeing these as good or bad clouded something about what it is to see at all, to notice what could be good or could be bad. And what is good and what is bad is, of course, an idea of value, which is subjective, which is you decide what is valuable for you and what is not. And the truth, held against the highest truth, can offer you a measurement to its true value. And we see that only these ideas of forgiveness and gratitude, of joy, of peace, of grace, these ideas of love offer us something of completeness, a window into the infinite. And when the infinite becomes our ruler, our measuring stick, many ideas, especially the material, I'll recognize to be finite, not of the greatest value. And so everything may dematerialize and be set aside for a moment of evaluation in timelessness, which we have access to by simply noticing that we are noticing. And in a world where we are running out of time, or we make time, each of these ideas is set aside in this instance window through timelessness, where nothing may be defined by time. And suddenly, as I feel my goosebumps, there is no past. There is no future. It's crystal clear that there is only here now. However you want to dissect that idea of a moment, dissecting, of course, any moment is to declare it in time. And that what we are doing is taking an idea and stopping it in time to evaluate it. It's beautiful. But all of this is in time. And the miracle, feeling this source of love and your curiosity to connect to it without even understanding how it works, is providing you in this very material, time-bound world where you occupy one moment in space at a time. And you believe that everything that happened before, and everything that will happen must be unknown. And you spend your time judging whatever is to help you be successful in the future, imagining that you can avoid a certain death, and seeing yourself as subject and other things as object, rather than accepting that as true in the material and realizing that you've spent already some amount of time, some amount of decades, getting really, really, really good at bracing for the future, becoming unopen to change. Why? Because you value the past to teach you about the future. And so you bundle it up. And really what you tell yourself is, even though I don't want everything in my past to continue, which must be true, because you see yourself changing. And if you wanted everything in the past to stay exactly the same, you'd never learn anything new. And time teaches us through experiences. We learn whether we like it or not, standing still or moving fast. And so to say that you want nothing to change is to say that you never want to learn or leverage your learning. But when you leverage your learning to create a new future, in some capacity, you hope the same thing happens again because you can leverage it. And in the quantum, of course, your observation changes the outcome and you. And somehow everything that you observe is intelligent. and somehow you were made of this same idea, spell casting it from a narrow window of the past, if the infinite is possible, to the unknown of the future, pulling it in to be something like your past, please, so you can just be okay. When right here, you have an opportunity to notice your absolute okayness, your nowness. So please take a deep breath. What a gift it is to notice in the physical that maybe we have no control, but maybe we don't even need it. And that there is something else to wake up to now, here, that paradoxically extends you to everywhere and every when. For me, this key is feeling. And feeling my way along a path leads me to discover that I am at the tip of the path at all times. A beautiful opportunity and responsibility to feel and breathe. And suddenly I realize that there's no risk. There's no risk, as I keep coaching myself. Repeating the lesson in small ways, but there's no risk in feeling. What is it that you could be afraid to feel? It's just a feeling. Especially when you approach the feeling with curiosity. What? You may scream. Tears may roll down your face. You may need a moment to pause and collect yourself. It opens the door for you to say thank you for your patience. And as you may only ever give what you have in the name of truth, of course, you give the miracles you have received, whatever it is that you dare to feel, not what it is, but that you dare to feel. The process of feeling and seeing feelings for what they are opens the door for you to realize that through feeling you were wide open. And all of the ways that you have been protecting yourself in the material, bracing for something unknown, become far less meaningful. Because each of these is an idea in time that cannot stand up to the measurement of the infinite. That you have a choice to make. You are either only living in the realm that requires you to be afraid and defend, to avoid your upsets, to declare them as absolutely true, to give them ownership over you, to live where things are good or bad, in which you lose control and you crave control because you are done unto, instead of he who does. Does what? Does unto yourself. That once you see it, you have the opportunity to say, perhaps I am material, and perhaps against the infinite, I will die. But as I like to say, one day I may be dying, but I'm not dying. Because what it is to experience dying and to be able to have one moment of reflection in death is the same gift of having a moment of reflection in a static life. an opportunity to again say thank you for allowing me to notice that I was noticing. Here now, I am love, and I choose to be joyous, and I cry with my eyes open, and I smile. And to everyone's fears up against their own material in time measurement, their worries, the upsets, and the desire to defend, I have one moment of energy, or maybe even voice, to say, it is not so. And what am I doing? Even if it's just the smallest lesson, I'm offering the miracle that I have received for the perspective change that says that which you demand must be true in the name of fear. It is not so. What you are and what life is, what living is, simply is. May you decide to try on wholeness and learn with me that we're here in time to learn. Time literally offers us a way of measuring, in whatever increment you want, your opportunity for experiences. And throughout time, all of it is permeated with timelessness, if we may only feel. So in feeling, may you notice that some feelings do not serve you. And may you notice that those feelings are coming from somewhere, the past or the future. And may you notice that the past and the future cannot be here now. Use smaller increments. Before this video started, you were doing something. Can you really deny yourself the idea that when you clicked play, that you weren't present? In that moment, of course, you were in that moment. And when this video ends, you'll be in whatever moment. You know that at least. By that idea, you cannot be in time, in the moment where you hit play, or the moment where you move on. And so whatever feeling you have associated with moments before, or moments to be, are moments that are not here now. And if you can see them somewhere else, and you can see yourself in between them, then you know your narrow path through whatever it is that you feel. From that feeling, I am safe. In my defenselessness of whatever could be, my safety lies. It's right here. And if you can prove to yourself that you were present when you hit play and that you're present when this video ends, it's true for all moments in time, however you can categorize them. And so that means that every opportunity you can notice time at all, you can be reminded of the idea of timelessness. Where is it? How do you get to it? It is. It simply is. It's right here, right now. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Driving, sleeping, celebrating, crying, running. There can be no moment where timelessness, here and now, is not infinitely available to you. So feel how you feel. Hold it up to the idea of what you imagine you want: abundance, truth, and love. wholeness, a life without lack, peace, and say, is this idea true? It's just feeling. Whatever is true will be reflected, and whatever is left over, perhaps that which you do not want to look at, you imagine. Of course you want to look. Because you're curious about the truth. Whatever's left over that wells up inside of you, no matter what it looks like, no matter if you imagine it's true or was real or will be, this emotion and feeling is within you. Look directly at it. It is just a feeling. Don't worry about what you'll do next or what has happened. You're right here, right now. You're perfectly safe from this feeling. And there's no need to guard yourself. Look directly at it. So, you have felt how you felt. You held it up to the light of truth. The truth is reflected in everything else as the cloud of your emotion. You're feeling how you feel. Now you're in it. You're in it. And what, of course, will you notice? It's not here. It's not real. It's not real. The feeling is not real. Maybe you say you're afraid in X environment and you look around and you tell me, well, I'm in X environment. Okay. In X environment is somewhere in space, in time. And in X environment, even though you are afraid, even though I am afraid, I have an opportunity to reflect and say, I notice myself in time. There is a window through time. I don't have to go find it. I don't need to be somewhere else first. Right here, right now, I can be present with my absolute fear. Because my fear in the feeling is not the same as where I am. This would have to be true always. And so perhaps you do not imagine your worst nightmares to explore them in infinite depth and continue to prove to yourself that a deeper and deeper and deeper and darker fear is not true. Of course it's not. Perhaps you imagine what it feels like to know peace. Who are you to say that what happens next cannot be peaceful? And if you're relying on something outside of you to tell you that it is, pause. Whatever it is that you are experiencing must be within your mind. It has to be. That is the only way that you can experience it. It is your idea. Some people love horror movies, and some people never want to see one again. It's in your mind. You're deciding if it's good or bad. What about if it's loving or if it's fear-based instead? What about if it's true? As in, is it full, whole, complete, all-encompassing, infinite? Or is it something else? You have the opportunity to feel what you feel in any moment in time and realize that that feeling is something that you are living. It is your responsibility and your opportunity to notice yourself noticing, not be driven by what you are experiencing, but enjoy that you are experiencing. And you may see yourself experiencing. What does that mean? for you to see yourself experiencing? I'll let you answer that for yourself. The miracle is a learning device that lessens the need for time. It establishes an out of pattern time interval, not under the usual laws of time. In this sense, it is timeless. Happy feeling. God's messengers are joyous. Lesson 197. It can be but my gratitude I earn. Please repeat after me. It can be but my gratitude I earn. The only thing that we can earn is our own gratitude. Last time we said, it can be but myself I crucify. That an attack on another, or the idea that your worth comes from someone else's lack, crucifies you. You live in a world with that idea now. It can be but my gratitude I earn. Here is the second step we take to free your mind from the belief in outside force pitted against your own. You make attempts at kindness and forgiveness, yet you turn them to attack again unless you find external gratitude and lavish thanks. Your gifts must be received with honor, lest they be withdrawn. And so you think God's gifts are loans at best, at worst, deceptions which would cheat you of defenses to ensure that when he strikes, he will not fail to kill. Your gifts must be received with honor, external gratitude, lest they be withdrawn. And so you think God's gifts are loans at best, at worst, deceptions which would cheat you of defenses to ensure that when he strikes, he will not fail to kill. How easily are God and guilt confused by those who do not know what their thoughts can do. Deny your strength, and weakness must become salvation to you. See yourself as bound, and bars become your home. Nor will you leave the prison house or claim your strength until guilt and salvation are not seen as one, and freedom and salvation are perceived as joined, with strength beside them, to be sought and claimed and found and fully recognized. See yourself as bound, and bars become your home. Yes, I have lived small, tethered down, and believed somehow that lack would offer me fullness. Nor will you leave the prison house or claim your strength until guilt and salvation are not seen as one. Guilt and salvation are not seen as one. How can you be guilty and saved? They're incongruent. It is impossible to see two worlds. No idea may leave its source. In which idea do you choose to live? Until guilt and salvation are not seen as one, and freedom and salvation are perceived as joined, with strength beside them, to be sought and claimed, and found and fully recognized. The world must thank you when you offer it release from your illusions, yet your thanks belong to you as well, for its release can only mirror yours. Your gratitude is all your gifts require, that they be a lasting offering of a thankful heart, released from hell forever. It is this you would undo by taking back your gifts, because they were not honored. So you would undo your gifts because someone else did not honor them? rather than offering them your gratitude. Your gratitude is all your gifts require, that they be a lasting offering of a thankful heart, released from hell forever. It is you who honor them and give them fitting thanks, for it is you who have received the gifts. It does not matter if another thinks your gifts unworthy. In his mind, there is a part that joins with yours in thanking you. It does not matter if your gifts seem lost and ineffectual. They are received where they are given. In your gratitude, are they accepted universally and thankfully acknowledged by the heart of God himself? And would you take them back when he has gratefully accepted them? God blesses every gift you give to him, and every gift is given him, because it can be given only to yourself. And what belongs to God must be his own. Yet you will never realize his gifts are sure, eternal, changeless, limitless, forever giving out, extending love, and adding to your never-ending joy while you forgive but to attack again. You will never realize God's gifts are sure, eternal, changeless, limitless, forever giving out, extending love, and adding to your never-ending joy while you forgive but to attack again. Please hear the wholeness of these words. Sure, absolute, eternal, infinite, changeless, limitless, forever giving out, extending love, and adding to your never-ending joy. This we miss when we attack. To defend is to attack. May we recognize wholeness when we see it. May we be curious about the communication medium of the Holy Spirit, which simply sees truth, which must always be all-encompassing if it is the truth. The Holy Spirit, which simply sees truth for what it is and accepts that which is not whole as what it is. Withdraw the gifts you give, and you will think that what is given you has been withdrawn. But learn to let forgiveness take away the sins you think you see outside yourself, and you can never think the gifts of God are lent but for a little while, before he snatches them away again in death. For death will have no meaning for you then. Forgiveness is the idea of restoring innocence, of simply saying, it is not so. Then what is? That thing that you're afraid of feeling. It's not you afraid of feeling, it's you inside the source of fear. That fear may only express its fear. Because if you decide to love and enter into the unconditional, that without an opposite, then fear, with its requirement of having an opposite, to be afraid of something, ceases to exist. If this is the idea with which you associate yourself, that you believe that this is what you are, then you will feel what it is. And so fear becomes your foundation. And fearing something, therefore attacking it or defending yourself, and living in an upset, is your religion. You must let it go and decide that forgiveness allows you to say, yes, even though you've been afraid of all those things and you don't know how it will work out, and for all the mistakes that you've made, however you see them, because you're relying on someone else to tell you what is or is not okay, how you are allowed to live and how you are allowed to feel, all of which is rewarding you, of course, for being fearful. Now you're being good by being afraid and small. forgiveness lets you say, even with all this, I am welcome here. Yes, your innocence is restored. You may know peace and joy. You must accept these ideas for yourself by forgiving yourself. How is that okay with this list of things that I have decided must be so? Because you declare it okay. This is your humility, not your arrogance. If you move to the world in arrogance, you will be living in the world of the arrogant. What do you imagine that will restore for you? Or just be a different flavor of the same thing? In your humility, you can say, yes, I remember this feeling, and it is not here now. How did I arrive at this idea? Through the power of forgiveness, and I offer this to you too. Now you may give the gifts you have received because you have declared them known by you. But learn to let forgiveness take away the sins you think you see outside yourself, and you can never think the gifts of God are lent but for a little while, before he snatches them away again in death. For death will have no meaning for you then. And with the end of this belief is fear forever over. Thank yourself for this, for he is grateful only unto God, and he gives thanks for you unto himself. To everyone who lives will Christ yet come. Remember, Christ's vision sees your life and light, not your body. It sees your mind and its innocence. And it is okay to feel whatever it is that you are feeling, because it is fear that is afraid. It is anxiety that is anxious. It is hatred that hates. And it is love that is loving. And forgiveness that is forgiving. And peace that is peaceful. And it is impossible to see two worlds. Christ, the idea of Christ, offers you forgiveness that you may know it and try it on. Yes, despite all the ways that you imagine whatever it is that you feel must be true instead. What do you love more than you imagine you love? Feeling love's antithesis. The antithesis, of course, is not what love is afraid of you feeling, because remember, unconditional love is saying, yes, there is no condition here. That too does not disqualify you. I love you. The antithesis of love is any of the myriad of other feelings in the other realm which are afraid of you noticing love. Why? They must represent some idea of lack. Because love is unconditional. It is of team completeness. Perhaps it is okay to say that love may even benefit, at least, from your idea of lack. Because you turning over in your lack into love is the process of offering fullness, of knowing fullness. That love is grateful, just as God is asking you to please notice, and he offers you his gratitude. That love is grateful, finally, that you are back and love is complete. Because now it may love you too, and you may notice, and you will receive this because you to feel it for yourself. And love has grown. And with The end of this belief is fear for everyone. Thank yourself for this, for he is grateful only unto God, and he gives thanks for you unto himself. To everyone who lives will Christ yet come, for everyone must live and move in him. His being in his Father is secure, because their will is one. His being in his Father is secure, assured, because their will is one. Their gratitude to all they have created has no end, for gratitude remains a part of love. Thanks be to you, the Holy Son of God. Thanks be to you, the Holy Son of God. Thank you. For as you were created, you contain all things within yourself, and you are still as God created you, nor can you dim the light of your perfection. In your heart, the heart of God is laid. He holds you dear because you are himself. All gratitude belongs to you because of what you are. Give thanks as you receive it. Be you free of all ingratitude to anyone who makes your self complete. And from this self is no one left outside. Give thanks for all the countless channels which extend this self. All that you do is given unto him. All that you think can only be his thoughts, sharing with him the holy thoughts of God. Earn now the gratitude you have denied yourself when you forgot the function God has given you. But never think that he has ever ceased to offer thanks to you. Your function is to forgive. Your function is to forgive. Your function is to know forgiveness for yourself, because you can only give what you have. God is giving you forgiveness because he has it. Love is giving you love because he has it. Truth is giving you the truth because he has it. Give thanks as you receive it in absolute completeness. You are being offered the unconditional. Unconditional love. I love you. I am grateful for you. Thank you for feeling. Thank you for seeing yourself beyond this web of time and upsets and defenses. Thank you for showing me this truth again. I love you. I am joyous with this news. Please feel my joy and share this joy. Celebrate your forgiveness. This is your humble rite of passage because you are only curious about what is truly yours. Celebrate, and may you be seen. Please realize that his gifts are sure, eternal, changeless, limitless, forever giving out, extending love and adding to your never-ending joy while you truly forgive. I am Kesten Rono, and it can be but my gratitude I earn. See you tomorrow.